Today on City Steading, coffee filters. Should you filter your brew with one?
City Steading.
Hey guys, I'm Brian and you're watching City Steading. And today we're going to talk about something that comes up a lot on our channel and in our Facebook group, and that's using one of these, a coffee filter, for filtering your brew. A lot of people have been saying, hey, all that lease on the bottom, what if you just ran it through a coffee filter? Well, I'm going to show you a couple problems with it, but first, let me start the demonstration portion of the show. Here I have a funnel. I'm going to apply my coffee filter thusly to the funnel. Just kind of get it in there and open it up good. Then I'm going to stick it in the bottle. Then I have here a bottle of apple wine. Now, it's an okay wine, nothing great. Someday maybe I'll make a video on it, but it's technically just a derivation of the sweet red, if you've seen that video. And before I open it, I'm going to do this, give it a nice shake. You know why? I'm stirring up all that lees on purpose. This would demonstrate the same idea as if I was to try to filter lees through, right? Now, something I want to be clear about. This has already been racked a couple times. There's not a lot of lees or sediment in the bottom of this bottle. Imagine if you had this much, as I do the next portion of the experiment. What I'm going to do is pour in the apple wine and fill this funnel as best I can. And there we go. We're right at the top of the funnel. Not too far up, but close enough. And the first thing I want you to notice, if I adjust this so you can see it, there's a nice stream coming through, right? But keep watching. It gets less and less and less as it goes. What's happening is that filter's clogging up. It would take me a long time to try to filter all of this through that filter. Okay, so that's the first problem. And if you look, it's down to just a drip. It streams every once in a while, then it's a drip. That's the first problem. It's gonna take forever. I could have done this with a siphon in 30 seconds, you know? Sure, would I lose that much at the bottom of that bottle? Yes, and you're almost always going to. It's just a fact of life of homebrewing. But the second, and probably more dangerous reason why you don't wanna do this is, see all this air from there to there? Never mind the fact that I poured it in the top. From there to there is a lot of air for it to go through. In that air is oxygen. Oxygen is bad to add to finished brews. Now, let me explain. Yeast want oxygen to start off with, just the first couple of days of your fermentation. They build up a colony, then they get to work chowing down on the sugars in your brew, okay? They take those sugars and they convert them into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Alcohol, obviously, we want. But you know what? That CO2, that's important too. And it does something super, super critical. It protects your brew from turning into vinegar. The way vinegar works, the way vinegar's produced, is acetobacter. Okay, just like we have yeast in almost everything, there's also acetobacters in just about everything. They're in here, they're in the air, they're everywhere, all your fruits. Now, an acetobacter, if I didn't say it already, makes vinegar. That's their whole purpose in life. Just like yeast makes CO2 and oxygen, acetobacters make vinegar. Now, what do they need to make vinegar? Well, they need alcohol and they need oxygen. So you're probably putting this all together at this point, right? If we introduce oxygen to alcohol, we activate the acetobacter and make vinegar. If, however, we use a siphon, a closed system that does not introduce oxygen, no extra oxygen gets in, the CO2 barrier still can somewhat exist, and it completely saves your brew. Now you might say, oh, but what if there's some CO2 coming out here? Some, maybe, but not enough to protect this. Not that whole way. That drop has a lot of surface to mass area, and it's falling through air. And if you look, how long is this taking? It is only that far down that funnel from there. It's only moved a little bit. Look how much has come through, and it's already been, let me see here, 5 minutes almost. Well, 4 minutes probably. 4 minutes to get this much? Imagine doing 5 gallons. You might be there a while. Now, we're seeing this question a lot, and that's why I made this special video. This doesn't follow our regular schedule or anything. I did it because I felt this was an important thing, and it just keeps coming up. I mean, I get asked literally 2 to 3 times every day in the comment section of our videos, and it comes up in our group at least once a day, if not 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And I just have to wonder, there's a lot of new people coming into brewing, and I think that's awesome. Everybody should brew. Everybody should make this stuff at home, or at least know how. It's important. And I could get into the whole long diatribe of why, but today's not about that. Today is about should you or should you not use a coffee filter to filter your brew. I think quite equivocally, you can agree with me. No, you shouldn't. But can you? I mean, if you really want to. But all these new people coming in, I don't want to talk down to you, because I was new once too, and everybody was new once too. And I love the way people are trying to come up with new ways of doing things. I mean, there are more modern ways. There are things that are tried and true, and there's things that could be improved upon. When I first started in this, I thought of the coffee filter idea too, and I tried it, and it sucked. It was horrible. And then I looked around and I saw no one else is doing it that way. Ding ding. Why do you think nobody's doing it that way? Because it doesn't work. Everybody was using a siphon because it does. It's safe. It's almost risk-free. It's close. And it's more efficient and works far better. And it's kind of like, don't reinvent the wheel until you actually understand how the wheel works. So I'm not trying to put down anybody. I don't want to talk badly of anyone. I'm not doing that here. I'm actually just trying to educate a little bit and give the benefit of the experience and knowledge that I have, and that many of our members have, that don't use a coffee filter. It just really is not the way to filter your brew. So that's all I got. If you like this video, give us a like, and think about becoming a subscriber. We do a lot of different things: cooking, gardening, brewing, canning, and we have a Facebook group. We have a pretty active community. We'd love to have you. So for now, have a great day. Take care, folks. Today, let's talk about coffee filters. I don't mean for coffee. That's stupid.